This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 1298. Please Take Care of Your Body, Part 1, by Kate Galliett of fitforreallife.com. And I'm Dr. Neil, your very own personal narrator. Happy Monday and welcome back to another edition of Optimal Health Daily, where I read some of the best blogs covering health and fitness, just like an audiobook, and always with a bit of my commentary at the end. Wouldn't it be great if there were a pocket-sized guide that helped you sleep better, focus better, act better, possibly even be better? There is. And if you have 10 minutes, Headspace can change your life. When I feel overwhelmed, I love pulling up my Headspace app for quick, calming moments of mindfulness with their 3-minute SOS meditations. The breathing exercises really help boost my focus as I move on to my next task. I also love that I can adjust the duration of my meditation anytime between 5 to 20 minutes, which is super helpful for time blocking. Plus, you know I care about research and studies, and Headspace is backed by 25 published studies, one of the only meditation apps advancing the field of mindfulness and meditation through clinically validated research. You deserve to feel happier, and Headspace is meditation made simple. Go to headspace.com/OHD. That's headspace.com/OHD for a free 1-month trial with access to Headspace's full library of meditations for every situation. This is the best deal offered right now. Head to headspace.com/OHD today. Now, today's post is a bit longer than what I typically narrate, so I'll read the first half today and then finish it up for you tomorrow. And with that, let's keep this intro nice and short and get to part 1 as we optimize your life. Please Take Care of Your Body, Part 1, by Kate Galliett of fitforreallife.com. In my last post, I shared why waiting for it to be too late is terrible. How, when you realize it's too late, the only option left is to abandon ship. I can tell you from firsthand experience, you do not want to have to abandon ship. It's a really long road down and an even longer road back once you abandon ship. Many of you reached out to me after reading that story of mine, sharing with me how motivated you were to avoid your own too late moment, and expressing worry that you may have already inadvertently abandoned ship on your body. I have helped people for 16 years avoid too late moments and get back on board with their bodies to restore their capacity to go live their lives and have adventures. So, I have answers to offer you. I've grouped them into 3 sections in this post. But first, I want you to know that if it feels hard to figure out how to take care of your body and avoid your own too late moment, it's because mainstream society has made it feel that way. The mainstream message is still that it's normal to feel crummy in your body. The message is that you should care a lot about how your body looks, or if you're doing the popular workout of the moment, that aches, pains, and injuries are just inevitable. This message is BS. The modern world is also a perpetual assault on your attention. Soundbite headlines in the news about what's quote-unquote good for you. Social media that gets savvier every year in how it can be used to market at you. Magazines that still make it seem like how your body looks is the most important thing, even amidst the body acceptance movement we're in right now. In short, the world is set up to make it seem like you should accept feeling meh, but definitely do not accept how you look in your body. It's ridiculous. Why should you have to accept feeling meh in your body? And as for how your body looks, whatever you like most in regards to how your body looks is what matters. Remember, it's empowering to feel stoked about how you look, but a body full of aches and pains is not an empowered body. The great distraction of aesthetic goals. Aesthetic goals are fine to work on, truly. However, there is an obvious disconnect that surrounds aesthetics-based programs. The thing that lets you do everything else is your well-functioning body. But abs and aesthetic goals don't accomplish that. They're fun to layer on top of a strong foundation of a pain-free, powerful, durable body. but they do not solve the aches and pains issues that arise. We can all agree that it's never fun to be surprised by aches and injuries showing up, and it feels great to wake up feeling 100% in your body. No distracting aches, no underlying mistrust that your body won't support you. But so many people don't attend to building a well-functioning, pain-free body until something has gone wrong with their body. Here's why I think that happens. People take the human body for granted, thinking that the body should just work. And so when it doesn't just work, it must be a defect, a flaw, an unchangeable thing to suck up and tolerate. But it's not true. You do not have defects or flaws. You are not stuck with whatever your body is feeling or moving like right now. The conversation about what you're doing to take good care of your joints and tissues should be as universal as the conversation about getting muscles or losing weight. And not in a talk about this at the expense of talking less about body shapes and sizes or performance goals or weight loss success stories way. All of these things matter and are worth talking about. But right now, how a body feels and functions is sitting at the kids' table, despite being the thing that lets all of the other things bodies can be, do, and look like happen. It's time for that to change. To be continued. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled, Please Take Care of Your Body by Kate Galliett of fitforreallife.com. Thank you to NetGear. Is your Wi-Fi struggling to keep up with your streaming, work, gaming, video calling, and more? What about all at once? When you're connected to your world by Wi-Fi, be sure it's the best. Bring your Wi-Fi up to speed with Orbi Wi-Fi 6 from NetGear. Orbi Wi-Fi 6 is the best and latest in Wi-Fi. It covers your entire home with unmatched speeds and performance for uninterrupted working and learning, video calling, and streaming at home on more devices than ever before in any part of the house. With Wi-Fi this advanced, you're going to want it everywhere. Ready for the best Wi-Fi ever? Find out what makes NetGear America's #1 choice for Wi-Fi at netgear.com/best Wi-Fi. That's netgear.com/best Wi-Fi. And I have that linked in this episode's description. Dr. Neil here for my commentary. I can tell you that I was one of those that took my body for granted. Like so many when I was younger, I thought I was invincible. I could do whatever I wanted, eat whatever I wanted with no health consequences. Well, that sure changed once I was diagnosed with the chronic disease at the age of 19. Now, you would think this diagnosis would have been enough to wake me up and motivate me to change my behaviors. Well, that didn't happen immediately. I continued to be in denial and take my body for granted. It wasn't until I had to be placed on 3 different medications to manage my condition that I finally decided to wake up. And even then, it wasn't a smooth transition. There were many times that I fell back into my old habits, like consuming highly processed fast foods and not exercising. But over time, I started to notice that I felt better when I ate nutritious foods and when I took the time to exercise. After consistent work with the ultimate goal of reducing my medications and not really worrying about my aesthetics, my doctor eventually took me off 2 of the 3 medications I was taking. I was thrilled. Now, I may always have to be on the 3rd medication, but I'm okay with that. I never want to go back to taking all 3 because I'll always remember that how my body feels and functions is why I perform these behaviors and why I frankly do this podcast in the first place, so that you all can learn from my experience and realize that sometimes deep-seated goals, as opposed to just aesthetic goals, can keep us motivated. And I'm actually going to come back to that later on this week. All right, that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for listening every day. Thank you for sharing the show with someone. I'll be back here tomorrow to finish up this post, so I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.